The Project Epoch Beta 2 is right around the corner, and there's a lot of stuff that's going to be implemented from the last beta. There's been so much of it that I've been doing videos on that maybe some of it got forgotten about. So this is just going to be a recap video of what to expect in the next beta. And for that, I'm going to be playing you footage from the previous beta so you could see all of that while I tell you what we are to expect in the next beta. Let's go. So first of all, there's going to be a lot more quest hubs. For an example, you're going to have Fort Earhart, which is the area we saw in the Barrens. It's going to be a level 43 elite area to quest in. You also have Squiggle Cord Outpost, which will be in the Desolus, Anjewatha in the Tanaris area, and so many more new questing hubs. But not only that, they're going to be upgrading current quest hubs such as Steamweedle Port and the Harborage. If you don't remember the Harborage, it's the little Draenei area in Swamp of Sorrows. And so many more are going to be upgraded as well. There's going to be a new subzone called the Blazing Hills, which will be in the Arathi Highlands. The video I did on this news, I estimated it's going to be on the eastern side of Arathi Highlands. There's a big mountainous area that could have been flattened out for this subzone, so more than likely we're going to be seeing it there. Just like in the previous beta, there's going to be a continuance of the minor reputations within leveling zones. If you don't remember when I played through Silverpine, you could get reputation for the Sepulchre, which would award you blue leveling gear as well as a baby Worgen pet. A new one that they are adding is going to be in the Airy Peaks in the hinterlands for the Alliance, which will award you, of course, the leveling gear, as well as a baby griffin. Now, I don't think they showed off what the Horde is getting, but that's what the Alliance is getting. There's also still going to be new transportation systems a la Traveling Cart, through primarily the first and secondary zones, being the level 1 to 10 and the level 10 to 20 zones. An example of this is a cart going from Goldshire to Lakeshire and then back to Goldshire again, only to go the other way to Sentinel Hill and then back to Goldshire. This is a quicker way than, running of course, to get from point to point, at least within these first few zones, since there is a lack of flying in those areas. Elwyn is a zone that you have to run back and forth from east to west over and over again. So this is definitely going to help with the speed when it comes to running back and forth and doing all of your quests. Speaking of speed, in the Thousand Needles Shimmering Flats, the racing minigame is active. Now, Turtle WoW did a racing minigame, but it's just a one-on-one and not really much to it other than don't hit the obstacles in the path and try to win. Project Epoch is planning on making it a full-on, almost like a Mario Kart game, where it's going to be you versus 7 other players for 8-player total racing. And I can't wait to try that out in the beta. Hopefully it's all working and active, right? And I would love it if they awarded some cool rewards for winning the various races. Now we talked about those races, how about we talk about these races? There's going to be new race class combinations. For the Horde, they're getting Undead Paladin, Troll Warlock, Tauren Priest, and Undead Hunter, while the Alliance are getting Dwarf Shamans, Dwarf Mage, Gnome Priest, and Human Hunter. While leveling up your new characters, you can also get new high-grade leveling items from Crafting Professions that will award blue items for high-grade rare materials, which is a way of upgrading your character, but there's still that balance of you need to find the rare items in order to make it. There were some of that in vanilla, but there's going to be more of it now in this server. Though when you get those blue items, you might feel like you're leveling too fast to really enjoy them. So, for that, there are the Explorer Contracts, which is basically this server's version of Turtle Mode, or Slow Mode, which will reduce your experience gain by 50%, but it will reward you with a large slotted bag every 15 levels. And of course, this is optional. You do not have to do this if you do not want to. There's going to be new mounts to obtain on the server, mostly from drops in dungeons and various other methods. An example is going to be the Scarlet Charger from Scarlet Monastery, the Purple Plain Strider from Dark Moon Fair, and so on. While I talked about some new subzones earlier, there are going to be new zones as well, one of them being Tol Barad. Now, we didn't quite get a level range of that zone, but we do know it will host a Tol Barad dungeon that will be an endgame 5-man dungeon for the Baradin Hold. You might also remember that the Epoch Time effect is in play, which means that the day and night cycle is on a 3-hour cycle. So day lasts for an hour and a half and night lasts for an hour and a half. That way you can experience both night and day within a single playthrough. And there's a lot more changes that are coming with the day and night cycle. Though sometimes you might not know what time of day it is, given that there's not really an in-game clock. So they are revamping the clock to help determine what time of day it is. And while you're out there questing and adventuring, do be wary because there are going to be way more world bosses in the leveling zones, such as the Ashenvale Ancient, the Silithid Lurker of Tenaris, and Volcon, who everyone remembers as the giant fire dude around the burning steppes near the Ogre Hill who stomped his path. He's been upgraded from a normal rare to a world boss. Though there are some normal rares too that will drop unique items, so be keeping an eye out for those. There is so much more that I didn't even get to say on this video because there's just so much that's being added in this beta alone, let alone if there's going to be another beta. I'm pretty sure there is because this beta is only going to be from level 30 to level 45, while I believe there's going to be another beta from 45 to 60, and then from there we are going to be looking at a full launch. So if development is on time, I'm expecting a full launch either by the end of this year or early next year, roughly. That's just my estimation. But anyway, I can't wait. The next beta for this server is coming up at the end of this month. They didn't say what day it's gonna be coming out, but they did say at the end of this month, which it's already, the beginning of April, so we have at least 3 weeks to wait, roughly. And I can't wait to try this. I'm going to be streaming this server with a couple of my viewers. If you want to see this server, like this video, subscribe. I'm going to be bringing you news on it. I'm going to be streaming it. It's going to be a blast. And I'll see you next time.